And so the thing is, what's very interesting is I want to hear what your heart, what your intuition has to say, what your heart has to say, because there's something in that that will spark an intuitive hit for me, et cetera, et cetera. And that's how we develop the organism that comes about, right? It's
Right.
by everyone getting into that co-creative space and sharing what comes up and practicing our intuitive hits and being validated for the genius that comes out, that kind of thing, and communicating that like genius to genius. So we're all being educated, as in we're energetically encouraging each other's genius to come to the surface. And we communicate that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it isn't as much about sharing ourselves, it's more, and sharing our experience, it's a lot more about allowing other people to draw out our genius and knowing when that is occurring. So that's a way higher level of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's do it and not talk about it. Go ahead, Pascal.
Yeah, pull the golden nuggets from our heart, right?
Yep.
Like
So how do we start this, baby?
Well, I have a word
Thank you.
that came to me, and the word is convergence.
Convergence.
it's a big word for me.
Yeah, everything's coming together energetically right now. And I'm sure that's not just me. I stayed awake for the solar eclipse last night. It was very powerful for me, to me.
What's really convergence means?
I'm just Googling it now because I wasn't sure either.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of really diverse stuff that comes together into a whole or into a point. So when highways converge, it's kind of like the fork at the end of the road. Two highways become one.
Yeah.
That's a convergence.
Okay, a meeting point. Yeah.
A meeting point. Yeah, a meeting point. A place where things come together. Yeah. There's so much of that happening right now for me, in my experience anyway. Thanks to you people, of course.
Yeah, what comes to mind is like when so at school they do like these fire drill, and you got all these kids coming out of like every doors, and then we're all meeting to a certain point.
Yep.
Right. So and we're all coming together.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a gathering is a good word for that too. Yeah, a gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes me think of the multi-universe, like if you've seen the movie Everywhere, I forget what the movie title
Something
is.
all at once. Yeah.
Yeah, everything happens
Everywhere,
all at once. And
everything
sometimes
all at
you're in a
once.
situation and you can feel like various past versions of you merging into one, or all of a sudden you have a new skill or some new talent that you're becoming aware of because of a situation that you've entered. So it just feels like everything comes and you're living in like, it's one day. Like it's not, you haven't lived 40 years, you've lived one long day or one long, your lifetimes in one long year.
Yeah. Well, it also implies being very present in the present moment.
That's true.
That's convergence as well. It's a portal. It's a point of entry.
Sense of the chaos.
Yep.
Triggered chaos for me. Chaos.
That's something else we do well, Sandy, is make connections inside chaos.
Hmm. Do you view chaos as something good?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Chaos is the most powerful place. It's the land of the void, the place of I don't know. That's where everything comes from.
Our chaos came to gather here. We break through and then we scatter. It's convergence. Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, my word for the
wanna-
day is fuel.
Mm.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
do I-
yeah.
Fueling my body, my mind, my spirit. And yeah, a funny one yesterday, I was like, oh, I'd like to practice again lucid dream. And I was like, I've got the perfect opportunity because I got to wake up during the night to change the tie. And so my first attempt last night to do a lucid dream, well, that works, but that scared the shit out of me.
Hmm.
Because like I woke up because like a guy was trying to kiss me, so that was my my way of entering the dream. And I was like, ah. And then I woke up and I was like, oh shit, like I was lucid dream, damn. But it scares me so much. I was like, oh, what's going on here? Right?
Damn theta waves.
Yeah. Well, I was like playing like hemisync, so binaural beats / other things, I guess. And yeah, it was very easy for me to get into that state. Looks like, I fell asleep, but then I woke up like a guy trying to kiss me. And I felt like so grateful that my wife was right beside me. I was like, okay, that is really a dream.
Those weren't pillows.
You have a charge to that, huh, Pascal?
I guess so. Like I got when I was in Banff, a friend of mine that he's gay, and we were really drunk. He tried to jump on me, and other friends like made fun of me for a very long time about that. So, and yeah, maybe that's my charge. do it, but no, it's just, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's not me. That's not me.
Yeah, the other thing too is we're doing tons and tons of recalibrating right now. Like our bodies are recalibrating to the higher frequencies that are coming in general. And a lot of that has to do with clearing as well. Okay, which may be, it's probably your super conscious, like clearing those memories and those charges for you while you're sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah, I found it really easy to dream right now. Well, like we all dream, but like kind of remember my dream.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, this is perfect because I wake up around 2 to change Kai, and then I fall asleep for another hour, an hour and a half. So it's like perfect. You know, that works good.
Yeah.
That still works. So
Well, that's the other thing is you're stepping in and out of theta a lot more times per day now because your sleep pattern is interrupted.
yeah,
So that's actually an adaptation that's extremely valuable.
yeah. Yeah, because a long time ago I practiced it, and then like I put my alarm, you know, to wake up and then go to another room, and that works, but like I didn't want to disturb my sleep, right?
Yep.
But this time it's kind of responsibility, so I have to wake up, which is fine, right? So
But
yeah.
understand your superconscious is doing this for you.
Mhm.
So that, honor your superconscious for doing that because it's happening spontaneously. Like your situation is such that you don't have to set an alarm or anything.
Right.
It's actually happening all in conjunction with your environment.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's all
just a little bit easier
spontaneous.
when you wake up and then
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an amazing thing that's happening
Mhm.
for you right now.
Yeah. Who else wants to share the word
That's
of the
so
day?
cool. Wow. Yeah, that's so
I've got
cool,
two
Pascal.
words.
2 words. Wow.
I got 2 words today, guys. Segment and tendon.
Hmm.
I was listening to Abraham Hicks this morning on the way to work, and I've read her books many times, and for some reason I decided to listen to her this morning, and she was talking about segment and tendon, and she was saying that when we actually focus on what it is that we want to create on a day-to-day basis, when we're going into meetings or anything like that, if we segment and tend before that and actually visualize what we want the outcome to be, how we want the people to feel, what your end result is. She says you won't have to take so much action in the physical world. She says it won't be as hard. Your life will just flow so much easier. And that really landed with me today for some reason, because I thought I'm going to give that a go. Like really do that. You segment and tend when we get into our 4 orientations and when we look at the end results of what we want to create, but I don't do it on a daily basis. Like segment and tendon.
So does that mean you make your intentions more specific?
Yeah,
Okay.
like constantly, like on a, like,
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of just meditating in the morning and, you know, doing your orientations and stepping into who you're going to show up as for the day, but really setting that intention every time you walk into a new room or get into the car. Or so I thought it was a really cool thing. Abraham Hicks she's some of the things she talks about life changing
Yeah.
for some people.
Yeah.
And
So
I
like
really
you get
feel
in, you step in your car and you say, okay, so what's my intention here?
yeah,
And be very aware
being
of it.
safe, being safe,
conscious.
getting to where,
Yeah.
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 And she also said in that segment that when you're getting into your car and you're setting the intention to be safe and to drive, you know, the lights to always be at green and all this, she says, when you intentionally start doing that, she says, you pave the way for every other time you get in the car, because you've already started setting that intention on that thought pattern. I think that's what
You're
she called
creating
them.
a pattern.
You're
Yes.
creating
Yes.
the thought
Yes.
pattern. So when you step back
Establishing a
into that,
pattern. Oh
yeah,
my, that's very powerful.
powerful. I know.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I also think that instills the powerful creator that we are, like to meditate on being the predominant creator. We already are that, no matter if you're using that capability to the most advantageous or not, you are a predominant creator. So it's also taking responsibility for being the predominant creator of your life every time you're segment intending. You're creating every part, you're creating
Yeah.
every moment.
It's
It's
pretty
very
exciting.
powerful.
Very.
Yeah, it's a way of being, but just to be conscious of it, then that's
That's the key to it, Pascal, isn't it,
Yeah.
really?
yeah. It's
The
just-
awareness.
we're always creating.
Yeah, not just when we want to, or when
No,
trying to make something happen in the physical world and you're willing it to happen.
and not just consciously, right? So
Yeah.
that's the goal of being conscious of what you're creating.
Yeah. Instead of taking everything for granted, right?
Or doubting that things won't work out for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great words. Thank you, Ali. Great practice.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's powerful.
Leads into mine was renew, reshape, reinvigorate, new life. And just ripple that out through to your creations. Realign, recalibrate, all the history around it.
Yeah, there's so much of that right now.
Yeah. And so much dark energy is disappearing. amazingly quickly.
So Sandy, I'd love to invite you to share your word or words.
Yeah, my brain is thinking at 10 levels constantly. So when somebody asks me a question, I have to pull me back in, rein me back in. But I think the word for me is easy, because that's also a choice. I know my mind, because it works on so many different levels, feels complicated. But if I tell myself that it's easy, if I make a choice that it's easy, even anything, making money, if I have a test to do, or like the French test I wrote the other day and the French exam I have tomorrow morning, I just tell myself it's easy, and then my brain and everything seems to realign, and it's easy. I also like to remind myself of that. I choose this to be easy, even receiving. I choose to receive with ease. So easy. Life can be easy.
I love that.
Easy, simple, and silly.
And I was earlier, before, when you mentioned your word convergence, I was thinking beauty, because they always say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and we can look out into our environment and you can see whatever you want. So sometimes being selective in how you see and what your focus is on, you can either see something very ugly or something very beautiful. So I choose to see beauty when I look out in my world, and to create beauty, to create beautiful environments, both physically and, emotionally, and with the relationships too, right? I choose to create beauty within those connections.
Thank you.
I want to thank you, Sandy, for what hit me there was a pattern that I've been in for my whole life. This kind of a huge one, but and this pattern is about adapting to my environment, because I'm the adaptable one, right?
The accommodator.
The accommodator. Yeah, exactly. And that whole pattern of just putting up with a lot of bullshit because you can, and because you always have.
Mm-hmm.
And so that little sucker just got interrupted for me today. So thank
Wonderful.
you, Sandy. Yeah.
Yay,
I
that's
get
a
to create a new
celebration.
one. I get to create a new one.
That little sucker, I loved it.
We love that little sucker though, right? Like, we
We
love
do.
that sucker. They had a place, but it's allowed to transform now.
Well, yeah, it's made me who I am,
Mm-hmm.
but we're done with it. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you no longer have to be in surviving, right? You can be in thriving.
You don't have to be in thriving either. Thriving is just a survival with a different front.
Mhm.
It
So
is. It looks better, and it's more acceptable to the public.
Funny.
Time for the beehive. It's the next level up.
It's funny for me, thriving. When I think about the word thriving, I think about like an Amazon forest thriving, like it's like all the ecosystems are working well together, and it's one of those Amazon forests that has not been touched by human hand, you know?
See, for me, like it comes to like flourishing, that everybody comes to like their highest potential.
Keyword there for me is everybody.
Everybody.
Thriving is usually a solitary endeavor.
Mm,
It's in independence, which is actually counter to interdependence.
mhm.
When you're operating in a unity, interdependence is a key thing. So we draw out each other's genius instead of practicing our own.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's even more rewarding when you can uplift people. It wasn't always the case for me, but now it is. So that's a change.
Yeah, that's one of the key things about this new practice that I'm developing,
Mhm.
is that without interdependence, it doesn't yield anything.
That's interesting. I have, I believe relationships are really what is the most important. And we live in a culture, especially us in North America, of being, you know, prideful, of being independent and self-made. I guess thriving, I took a very different thought on what thriving was, but I formulated my own version of what, but if you're taking about what like the common narrative or what media is pushing out, or then maybe, yeah, thriving is again going out on alone. And not, you know, unity consciousness is where, well, we're already here. Unity, interdependence, holistic, whole. I always like that. If you maybe Pascal with your little boy, you'll watch Trolls. No one left behind. Always like that scene in the Trolls movie.
What did you say?
If you with your boy, you'll probably watch like all these cartoons, Trolls, and there's like the king. I forget what those other creatures are called, but he made sure that everybody made it out, and then at the end he's like, no one left behind. You know, so
Oh,
everybody needs to come together. Everybody needs to be a part of the bringing into the higher consciousness. And
yeah. Everybody has to understand that. That's the
Mhm.
thing, right? So
well, like we see, regardless of what you think about the pandemic or where we went, but you could see how one thing can affect the entire world. Everybody, more people have been touched by this, and we all have,
yeah,
you know, something to share about it. And a lot of other things happened as well, but we all affected each other.
yeah. And we also see like the state of consciousness as well,
That's true.
that we're
And we've
still
seen an
unclear.
awakening. We see
Yeah.
more awareness and all different types of thinking. But it's like a cleansing, right? As
Yeah,
well.
yeah. It's big cleansing. People change from it, right? It'll
definitely.
mark the history for sure. Good
All
or
right,
bad.
it's 9 a.m. for me. I need to sign into my work computer now. It was lovely to engage with you this morning. And next time I would be able to join you would be Monday.
Okay,
Thanks, Sandy.
Thank you,
Have a great
Sandy.
day.
Have a
Good to meet
beautiful
you.
week.
thanks for coming by.
And
Have a great day.
Nice to meet you, Sandy.
yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Jesse, if it gets too loud, just mute me.
All right, Pascal. Thanks, man.
All right.
Allie, did you have a great day?
Yeah, I've had a good day. It's been full of challenges, but it's been a good day. More ups and downs, that's for sure.
Thank you. You know, you lead our days, right? So,
Yeah, I'm choosing it to be easy.
yeah. Easy, simple, and silly.
Yeah, because we are.
Mm.
I love that.
And that's thriving.
Yeah,
Yeah. How did we ever come to believe that life isn't easy?
I know, because we tell ourselves it all the time. Well, I do.
I can't have what I want if it's not, I mean, if it's easy, I can't have it. Right? It wouldn't be worth it. Ugh,
Great Newtonian.
isn't that a horrible belief?
Yeah.
I gotta work hard for it.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, it's funny. You know, we've found out in the last 100 years that the quantum is all about energy, right?
Mm.
About energy and energy transfer and that kind of stuff. So I did a little bit of research on energy the other day. What's interesting is, and I forgot about this because I studied this at length when I was in high school and college, but they describe energy
Can
was
we mute
described
Pascal?
in
Because I can't. Can we mute him?
Newtonian physics.
Yeah.
Energy is described in Newtonian physics as like the whole reason behind it is for energy is to do work. So in that model, energy and work are attached to each other. The whole point of energy is work. And even that fundamental premise is so out of whack.
Yeah. Or if something's big or good we're going for, then it has to be hard. Has to be hard work.
Has to be
Heavy
hard.
work.
Yep.
Mm.
Just a belief. Just a creation. So it's our powerful creator we are. We create it and then
We create it. Well, I created it a few too many times today for myself, for my liking. And I was pretty hard on myself for it. I was trying to do an online application for a new job. And I told myself it was going to be too hard and I wasn't going to be able to do it. And I made a mistake and then I couldn't go back. And I ended up having to contact them and ask them to send me a new link. Luckily enough, they've done it. So I've got 3 days to now do the assessment. And now I know what the questions are. So I got the heads up. So thank
There
you,
you go.
universe.
Mhm. 3 days to prepare for it now.
Yeah, no, yeah. So all is well. But I was so hard on myself at the time, but I decided that I wasn't going to be able to do it clearly. And that was the road I had to choose the hard way.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like what Sandy said about having this block about learning French. For those of you who aren't in Canada, she lives in Ottawa, which is the capital city of Canada,
Right.
like Washington D.C., but in Canada.
Yeah.
And Ottawa is probably the most bilingual city in the world, French and English, because Canada has 2 official languages. So anytime you get government documents of any kind, they come in 2 languages.
Wow.
So yeah, they're always printed in both French and English. So it's a huge expense and all that kind of stuff, considering not all the population speaks both languages. But anyway, having a block against learning French when you live in Ottawa would be a big deal. So,
That's so cool.
yeah.
She said she
Yeah.
chooses to be easy, and I thought that's such a cool choice.
Yeah, it's a very powerful choice.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I was totally feeling everything she was saying. I was like, I'm loving
Yeah,
this.
me too. That what was funny is I was putting my shoes on to go out for a walk when she said that, and I went, yeah.
Do it.
I felt that energy before it got there.
Yeah, that's cool.
So did you lace your shoes or like you just slipped on, make it easy?
Well, I actually laced them.
Lace them, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good to have them flopping around. But I didn't bother putting socks on.
Ugh, gross.
Well, I
Again, I can't-
picked shoes that I can throw in the washing machine.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it from my point of view. I hate that in my feet. I hate that sticking to the shoe. Ugh. I gotta have socks on. I hate wet feet. Ugh. So socks are easy for me.
Talking about
Yeah.
talking about energy. Craig, you said you were studying energy. I went to a feng shui. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure if that was right. Course at the weekend. Now that's interesting. Really interesting.
Started positioning.
I can't believe I've got to the age of 40 and I didn't know about that. I'd lived in China, got Chinese culture in my heart, and I didn't know about it. That's just nuts. And it was really interesting. But I decided before I got there that I wasn't going to understand it and it was going to be too overwhelming, and I didn't. But when I got home and I thought about it and read the book that I learned through the day, it's so amazing about energy. Just these little things in your house can totally shift the energy and the flow of your house. And it all comes down to the year that you were born. Whether it's north, south, east or west is
Interesting.
the best way that you flow. And I learned that the best way that I flow for success and health and wealth and happiness is west. That's my predominant flow. And I moved to the west in Australia, so I thought that was pretty fun.
What year are you?
I'm 83,
What
but I've got
Chinese
the
year?
book. Oh, yeah. I'm a
What
pig.
animal or whatever?
Yeah, pig.
I'm a year of the dog,
You're the dog.
and I think that's predominantly west as well.
Is it? I've got the book, and it tells you it's like a little grid. So you got a men's grid and a woman's grid, and then you work it out, and you to position your bedroom in whatever way works best for you and your partner between the north, south, east, and west. It's pretty interesting. But even just simple things like plants in certain areas and mirrors in certain areas can cause havoc in your house.
Oh wow!
Like, don't have plants in your bedroom at all or in your bathrooms. Like, that's a big no-no in the feng shui world.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's very old practice, feng shui, right? Very, very old.
Yeah.
So did you have to organize your entire house?
Yeah, that's
Make
the whole plan.
energy flow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan. People go to these things and they take floor plans of their house and they feng shui it for the energy to go in and out of. But it all depends on the year that you were born and what way your energy flows, and that's where it all begins. Do you know what I mean? Which way your house positions.
Yeah, I didn't know it was tied to the year you were born because I ran across the same stuff, especially for sleeping and that kind of thing, and like having an office desk in a certain direction, those kind of things. But I ran across that, believe it or not, when I was studying the I Ching. Something about that in the trigrams. Ones that you default to and where and when you were born, like that. But it wasn't specific to the year. Maybe it was more specific than that. So, anyway.
It sounds like you're wearing heavy boots, Craig. It must be the microphone slapping you or something. It's not bad. It's just we hear a clunk, 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 clunk when you talk.
Okay, I'm holding my mic off my chest. Is that better?
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm moving on a pretty good clip today.
Yeah, it sounded like
feeling
it.
good.
Sounded like it. Yeah. We could hear every step. Every sway.
Every sway, yeah.
Yeah. Bon sway. It's sitting in the tension of frustration, and not that we have to, right? But it's like when it's there, it's the truth of it. And it's like, okay, well, where's it? Where's the source? What's it coming from? What is it? And just sitting in it until there's a breakthrough. It doesn't have to be, but it's something just seems like it. Sometimes it's not very long, and sometimes it can be long.
Yeah, I like asking what's the gift here? What's the gift in this situation?
Practice.
What's the learning?
Yeah, man, it's so important to the questions and the situation. It's so important. It gives different information, different perspectives, because it's easy, even with the practice, to be stuck in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
just even that is allowing the stuckness or the frustration to be there. And it's not like it's different where it doesn't consume me, but it's like, it's on the edges, right? It's there.
Yeah.
And it filtrates in, it infiltrates everything in. Forgetting that we can just let it go.
Yeah, and some of those are, some of those are just little nudges, and some of them are major transformations,
Mhm. And sometimes they're not even ours, right? It could be others that we're just waiting for them, especially in
yeah.
co-creations.
Yeah. Yeah, we just happen to be a spot where the field could insert them.
Mhm.
For resolution or reconciliation. Wow.
Love that, being like sitting through the end result, even a meeting, a call, a conversation, a situation. It's just like, oh, at the end of it, how do I want it to be? How do I want to feel? How do I want them to feel? And then what needs to be said? Just allowing that, just allowing it to, or just show up. Such a practice. And then when we do that pattern again and again, it's a new pattern that's creating flow in every moment of our life. It's like, yes to that.
So here's another one that just came. Well, this one's pretty big for me. That higher intelligence would entrust that particular issue to me. So higher intelligence trusts me to resolve this.
Definitely brought up not worthy. How did I
It
know
showed up
that?
in my awareness because I am considered worthy.
I know. I just share that I felt my energy go dip.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what did it dip into? It's like, oh, definitely not worthy into it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a heavy one.
Mm. Yeah, similar to I said, the same thing. It's like, why do I have this on? Why is this mine? Yeah.
Oh boy. Wow, that's a whole new twist for me. Wow, that was a major shift. Wow. Wow.
That just happened right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. What's interesting is my body cramped up over it, which is very interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Recalibration, people.
Mm.
Oh. Oh
Renew,
boy. Oh boy. Oh
rebirth,
boy. Yeah. Yeah.
repurpose.
Oh, we can do it together? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Conversions.
Easy.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy.
Fueling the easy. Mm.
I'm just watching a spider float. He was right here and he was right here and then just went.
Hello.
Yeah, it was
Brilliant.
A little tiny guy. It was
That's
like
all
I
right.
thought he was.
As long as it's not
looked like-
deadly.
Yeah, no, his little guy. Looked like it was on his web, but then it was like, there's that thing's not connected to anything.
It amazed me. Like spider web. Like I look at this and like, what a creation.
They're amazing, eh?
You
We
know,
had a
what
redback spider in our
beautiful
garage last
invention
week.
for them, right? Yeah.
We had a huge storm here and it just brought all the beasties and like must have been hiding from the rain, and there was a big redback in my garage. It's massive. It's the first time I've actually really seen one up close in a decade. You know what I mean? They're the ones that you need to stay away from. Like, I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah,
Jazz.
yeah.
So, yeah. But there's only so much you can do. Do you know what I mean? You spray your house and you keep it clean, you know, they're here. We're living in there. Do you know what I mean? That's what
Yeah.
it is. I've got really good now. Like I was terrified of spiders before I immigrated here. I've got really good. We're good friends now. We can just move each other out the road. But guys, I'm going to shoot off as well because it's 9:30.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Thanks
it's
for
been a
being here, Ellie.
pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you, Ellie.
Have
Thank
a good
you,
day.
Ellie.
Always good to
Bye.
have you. Big love.
Bye, Ellie.
Right. Yeah, I used to hate spider, like hate them, because like I used to work for someone that had like a White House and like an old ancient house, and then like he was paying me to clean it, and it was like spiders everywhere, and they're shitting everywhere too, right? So yeah, but that's a big change for me too, because I see beauty in everything now, right?
Have I ever mentioned in this group, have I ever mentioned the term magnum opus?
Magnum.
Magnum, it's Latin. Magnum, like remember Magnum PI on TV? Magnum opus.
Oh, no.
Magnum opus is the great work of your life.
Mm.
And I got the term from a book by E.B. White. It's called Charlotte's Web. And there's, you'll probably be reading this to your kid before too long. It's about a pig It's interesting because the word pig came up earlier in our discussion today.
Yeah.
It's about a pig and it's about a pig and a spider. And basically, somehow this pig is saved from being butchered by the owners of it because it was a runt. It was a runt in the litter. They were going to end up eating it. And for some reason, one of the kids in the family noticed that Dad was going to out behind the barn with an axe one day with this pig under his arm, and she went ballistic and ended up advocating for the pig. And so the pig was put in the pig was kept. It wasn't killed, and it was put in the barn. And in the barn, the pig met the spider. And basically, the book is about a pig with a self-worth issue. And the spider ends up in her web. She writes things about the pig being great, and et cetera, and it becomes a big deal, and the local newspaper sends out a photographer and all this kind of stuff, and the pig becomes a star. And then kind of life goes on, and the spider comes to the end of her life, and she's already reestablished this pig's self-image and self-worth. And she creates her big egg sac, which is her magnum opus. It's basically her last big kick at the can before she dies. And inside this egg sac is millions of baby spiders that take off, change the world. And so that's what magnum opus is about. So the book is Charlotte's Web. The author is E.B. White, and great story. But anyways, this adventure that I've been on for the last 5 years or so, I was hit by the term magnum opus. So I called myself for a long time a magnum opus mentor, helping people create the great work of their life.
Well, thanks for sharing. Yeah, I'll maybe I have this book in our collection.
Yeah, you might.
We bought a bunch of books from someone, and then probably like over 100 books, like kids books, and it might be in there.
Yeah, you can get it. There's a video of it too. Comes on TV every once in a while, but there's videos you can get of it. In fact, it might even be on YouTube.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow, I'm just coming to realize how fruitful this recovery time has been. The last 8 months. Wow.
All right. Welcome, Nikki.
Hey, hello everyone.
Hi, Nikki.
Hey, I just heard that, and I've had some real awakening this morning, big time awakening. But just to confirm with what Craig just said now, I've just looked at it, this last sentence, that so loving yourself, there's real power in love. I wrote down something that was so profound this morning. Yesterday I was in a very funky mood. It was a lot happening, a lot of downloads, a lot of things. And I felt like, what is happening? What am I resisting here? What is really happening? And it had to get to that place where I had to be in that place, I had to just be in that place. And all that, what is happening right now and how we all sharing and getting into knowing our worth and getting to knowing our being and why we're here and what we're doing and where we came from, where we are now, and all these things. It's just came to me with my understanding that it's just very profound for me to get to this place. And I just wrote down this morning and I listened to it a number of times because it was so like, wow, so true to me, true to me that finally I can be true to me in knowing, my intentions, my motives, why I came here, why I've always had and what I've always known. And now I can express it, and now I can just be in my heart and I can just allow it and be around epic people, and so encouraging and so inspiring, and so it's so delicious. It's so delicious that it's like, oh my God, it's quite it's just amazing to be here. It's just amazing to be here.
You just explained Craig's word of convergence this morning.
Yeah, it's really like I cried this morning. I cried with joy because I couldn't have the words to articulate to go, what am I like going for now? What am I really going for? Like going into my heart and going to choose what I'm really going for, because I just love it, just because I love it. And having so many restrictions and so many scarcity in my life that I couldn't have what I wanted. I just couldn't have what I wanted, I was told we can't have that. We don't have that, and then from a young age, I said, no, I'm going to have to work for it, and I worked for it from the age of 12 years old. And I provided that, I provided these things for myself. Yeah. And now it's like still that sabotage identity of not worthy, just not worthy. Got to earn it more. You just got to earn it. You got to prove it. You got to, this
Work harder.
I had to work so hard for it. It's actually, I want to cry just thinking about it. But what I have to say now, it is my second chance. This is my second chance in life. And I am very grateful, because yesterday I felt, what is it all about? Like really, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But that's what I realized, that the egoic is not going to go away. It wants to have understanding. It just wants to know. It wants to know. And I constantly have to rise up in my spirit and say, I do not have to know this. It's okay. I got to just go through it with all the experiences, with all the feelings. Just embrace it all. Just embrace it all. Accept it all. And now just choose. And it's easy said than done. And that's the thing, it's easy said than done. but I just gotta
Mhm.
allow myself to discipline and be heart-centered in that, because my heart is always spoken to me from a young child. So I now can really say, thank you for guiding me, that I can just listen to me now. I can just listen. What is the obvious that's coming up? What is the obvious? Because I always get it. And then I sort of sabotage it because I go, no, you're not worthy. It's not worthy. You're not worthy. You gotta, there's this more to do. And then I go, when is it enough? And that's the question that we were having in these couple of, days. Like, when is it really enough? It's never enough. So it's just this, it's a constant battle that you have with yourself. It's like a war zone. Like you're going back and forth, and sabotaging and escalating. You go, no, stop, just stop. So last night I got to the place where I was so sick and tired of being me. And that is the truth. It was the truth. I was like literally going in circles. And I was witnessing this and I go, oh my God, oh my God, you're just a drama. You just love it, don't you? You just love feeling unworthy, don't you, Nikki? You just love it. And I went into that unworthy feeling, hey? And I allow myself to get there and feel it and just embrace it. Like I'm telling you, go for it. Just give it your best shot. You are just not worthy. You are worthy. Do. And I went into that bubble and I said, okay. All right, here I am. And then I said, okay, let's get to the next bubble. And we're obviously doing the bubble session, but this is what works for me. And I went into that bubble of feeling worthy. Oh my God, how does that feel? And I went into it, hey, and I went into it like deep. That's so easy. It's so easy for me to feel worthy. And then I went and said, okay, now we're going to put it together, the unworthy and the worthy, and put it together. Let's just go with that, just go with it. And I went with it. Yeah. And I'm telling you, it was like, wow. And I questioned it with all the resistance and all the feelings and the limitations and the emotions and everything. And I breathed through it. I had to breathe through it because thank God my breath, I can breathe now. I can hear my breath. Breathe, just breathe. I breathed into it and I said, okay. And then I said, okay. And I'm telling you, tears just came. It's like flooded me. And I wanted to resist the tears. And I said, no, Nikki, it's okay. Just cry. Because this is the releasing. This is just letting it go. Finally letting go of that sabotage identity that I lived with my whole life. And then I chose to be worthy. That's it. I just chose to be worthy. And now finally I can just step into that just because. And I just want to say that love that God gives, that God is, and has shown me it's not because of anything, but because of who and what He is. That is love. It's easy now for me to receive that. Yeah, and I don't question it. So, when I look back and I see my journey, everything that I had to go in through, it was meant for me. It was just meant to be. It had to go through that to become to this place that I can really, truly be loved. Know my worth, know my love. Yeah, and that's it. So, I feel very, because yesterday was like the death experience, I was going like, what, and that's feels like you're going from scratch again. But I think that's what it is. Every day it's like new.
Yep.
Every day is new.
Yeah, it's definitely a death experience.
Oh my God. It's
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's the thing, what I realized, letting go of that old limitation and beliefs, emotions, and what was told, and what, you know, it is hard to let when I say hard, it is hard to let go of that, because that's who I was always. That's what I lived, right? I lived it, you know, for so long. So to actually let that go finally, it is like dying to that self, because you're rising up now to who you've always been, right? In spirit, in living this experience in this body, you know.
Before you got on the call, Nikki, we were exploring the whole thing about worthiness and why am I the one that experienced that?
Mm.
And I want to encourage you in your death experience, but the reason it was you that had the death experience, just like the reason I had mine, and I keep having them, is because I am considered worthy to be the one that bears that particular issue in my body and sees it through to its end.
Yeah.
Sees
And
it
there's so much
through to
resistance.
its completion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's that resistance that, like, I, you know, Craig, yesterday I felt the resistance. I even said to myself,
Yeah.
God, Marty, so freaking, what am I really fearing here? What am I really scared of? The resistance. Why? Because if I feel worthy, then I'm going to feel not worthy. What is that?
Yeah.
Because that's basically what it has been the core of everything that's driven me to everything that I've done in my whole life. And it's not here to make impression anymore. I'm not here to
No,
make I'm
no.
not to impress you. I'm really not, because I know it's me. I go with me everywhere I go now. Where I go, there I am. I put my head on the pillow. It's me that sleeps with me. It's me that wakes up with me. It's me that goes there. So it's this, you know, and it's just so like awakening and a humble experience that I'm going to cry about it, because, you know, but it's just a humbling experience. And I just my whole life wanted to be authentic, to know, you know, what is the truth? Because this is what I've asked God my whole life. What is the truth? And he's told me the truth is what you continue in, what you continue in, what you continue in, and it will set you free. And then I said, okay, I'm going to continue, and I'm going to continue. And I've searched my whole life till now to know the truth. And I finally know the truth. But the truth is still going to continue, because I'm still here, breathing, living, and knowing that it's my truth. It doesn't have to be anyone else's truth. It doesn't have to be anyone else's truth. It's my truth. And my truth is my expression of my love, that I love. I really love. And it's,
The truth
I
is
can't
that
believe I'm saying
you
this.
are worthy. You are worthy.
It's so amazing.
You are.
It's so amazing to be able to verbalize this, because I know my voice is my vibration. And when I
Yeah.
speak, I know God is
Yeah.
speaking through me. And I know when I've written it down this morning, I wrote it down. You know, I'm a person that writing doesn't come very easy for me. I'm going to be honest, you know, it doesn't come easy, you know. But I'm not labeling that, because I go, well, if I'm going to write, you're going to help me write. If I'm going to speak, you're going to help me speak. Because in the end of the day, I don't even like my own voice. I'm going to be honest. I don't like my voice. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. But this morning I wrote down, because I was so in despair yesterday that I knew that I had to go through that feelings. I had to feel that feeling of sadness, and I had to feel despair and discouraged. It's not just a low vibration. Sometimes it's just that emotion of letting go and embracing that. And I had to feel that. And it's not a nice place to be honest. It's really like, it's really not. It's so like, oh, I don't like this.
It's a desert without water.
Oh my God, I was so desperate. Like I was
Yeah.
so like, that's it. I was desperate just to be a drop of water, just like, please. And I was hydrating yesterday. I was drinking so much because I thought, oh my God, please. But I knew that I was so tired, exhausted. I was actually at my place of exhaustion. Like I thought, this is the end. This is really the end. I mean, that's it. And I knew that my sleep is vitally now important to go to sleep. And I looked at the time. I said, no, you're going to bed now. And I did. And I did. With all that, but I did go with the idea of knowing that tomorrow I'm going to wake up and it's going to be new. And it's crazy to say that, but as crazy as it sounds, I went into that new identity of seeing that new person that is worthy and is going to wake up so in love with life and so in love with others and so in love with the world. And the message is love for me and connection and this other people's stories and it's so good. It's so good. I wrote it so many things I wrote down that it's so impressive for myself. I was impressed with me this morning. I'm telling you, I thought, what the heck is going on here? But it was so good. It was so nice. And yeah, so I shared it with my cousin Henry, that is literally a soul traveler person that I've had since childhood. He's my cousin. But knowing that we found out later on in this 2 years later, in this couple of 2 years, he found out that his biological father, that was my uncle, that was my dad's younger brother, is not his biological father. And what happened was, I knew this, to be honest. I knew this from a young age. When I talk about in my teens, I found out. But because my uncle told us as a family that Henry is his son, Henry is just his son. And there's no question about it. So, but also because, reasons for also because my cousin is gay, and that was also very stigma in our family as being a religious. It was going to be an outcast and he wasn't going to be accepted, but that was also another one. But for me, why I say that is that how profound this relationship. When I was 5 years old, I looked at him and I knew there's something. I was at awe for this person. I loved this person so much. And he loved me. It was the most amazing relationship that we had. And as we grew up, he and I connected as family, but he's soul connected with me. You know what I mean? It's like through the journey, through our childhood together, he knows he knows everything from the time, he knows all and everything, okay? And even in our teens, and even when we were in our 20s and went in clubbing and going out and going crazy and even going into our 30s and and going into our 40s. It's like we've gone through it all, and I'm so grateful to have this person in my life, because wow, I mean, he's a guide. He really is a guide. I understand this now. He's a guide in my life that's helped me through a very dark places where I thought my life was ending. And he actually took me one day and said, come out, come, let's go. And I said, no. He said, yes, come out, get out, let's go. We're going for a walk. And I remember we were walking on Cape, in Cape Town, where I'm from Cape Town, and we're walking along the beach. Yeah. And so as we're walking to the beach, but we're walking on the side of the highway where it's very beautiful because there's beaches all along. Yeah. Do you follow? And so as we're walking, he calls out to me. Now he's in front. Now you must know I'm actually at a place where it's like, I don't even know I'm alive, if that makes sense. I'm like a zombie. I'm walking behind him. And he said, Miniki, say, I love my life and I choose the living God. This was 20 years ago when he said this. Say, I love my life. And I always listen to him. I always listen to him. And he said, say, I love my life. It's okay. Say, I can't hear you. Say, I love my life. Say, I love my life. Say it louder. I love my life. Okay, I love my life. Choose living God as we walk in. I don't know how many minutes this took. Something happened. I obviously know what happened now, but at that time I didn't know, because most of the things that I went through from this time to now, I never knew. He knew, but I never knew. So he always had this one step ahead of giving me that space, of always allowing me to explore. And even in my faith, when he came with certain things about just a little bit of understanding about more than what I was experiencing in my religion background, I said, how did you just sit there and just observe? He said, because I knew you only knew what you knew then, and I needed to give you that space. And it was like so humble to hear that, because what example he set for me, you know what I mean? He said it so like, wow. And when he said that and I said it, that changed my life. That I got out of a very dark place, literally into the light. He took me from the dark into the light that day. And we had a day on the beach together, and that's our favorite place to be, is by the ocean and running into the cold water together, And he said, that to me, I gained my childhood back, if you know what I mean. That's the journey where my childhood, I could relive it again in little by little. So I think, it's really remarkable to be at this place. And yesterday he sent something to me, just talking in general, and it's like, wow, and this morning, I couldn't write anything yesterday. I couldn't even write into my lenses. I couldn't do anything, actually. I did, but it was difficult. It's really difficult, And then I went and I wrote something that I thought, oh, there's an opening. And then this morning, I just wrote down something that I thought, wow, thank you. Finally, thank you. Because it's like, and I gotta tell you, it's this gathering. It's really gathering together. Like, honestly, it's gathering. Oh my God. When Pascal and Joe and everyone was talking yesterday, and we missed you, Craig, because I mentioned to you yesterday about this whole feeling that it's an ongoing. It doesn't have to stop now. It's not going to go away. It's just allowing and giving that permission to step into it, and having the connection with other people, and physical connection with others, and connecting in other people's stories, and it all starts connecting with the soul, and telling people, think I have good. It's so, it's just amazing. And I'm going to only share, only if you want me to share, because I think only if you want me to. So I'm going to ask permission. Do you want me to share this? Do you want me to share it? Yeah? Yeah. So you
What is it you
go.
want to share?
It's something I wrote this morning to myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I went to myself this morning and I went, because, you know, I just want to say something. Charles Stanley, he is a pastor. His name is Dr. Charles Stanley. I don't know if you know him,
I'm
but
very familiar with him.
he passed away day before yesterday.
Oh, did he? Oh my.
Yes, he did. And Dr. Charles Stanley was one of the pastors that really spoke into my life years ago. And still today, I always open my day with, if there's anything you want to tell me, I speak to God, right? Lord, if there's anything you want to tell me today, I'm listening. Isn't that powerful? And through these sessions, I had to learn to listen because I'm very feverish, right? I know there's so much happening, and sometimes you got to listen. It's very powerful, the listening. So he taught me in a way where I realized, even when I did ask every morning for maybe 15 years, the same what I'm sharing to you today, isn't it profound that I still had to practice? You have to practice. It's a practice. The practice is progress. Because even if you have to sow seed, doesn't mean the sowed seed, if you sow the seed, you still got to water it. So this is a practice because it doesn't just happen, right? So yeah. So I'm coming to a lot. So it says, so this is what I wrote. Wow, epic. I was in a funk mood yesterday and I had to ask what I'm resisting and where am I putting my power? The journey of self-love and how I want to feel and express myself in feeling good and belonging in being liked. I know we can only give what we know, and I'm going to provide and be worthy of love. No more need to earn or ask or beg. I will give it to myself and have others give it to me to experience joyful bliss in a relationship, knowing we need each other to grow and learn and love. The message is love. Love is who we are. I love you, but I don't have to like it. Behavior is the highest form of information. Vulnerability is being honest and authentic. My heart, I can know the truth, and it speaks to me in guiding me. I let go of the old beliefs, emotion, limitations, and the old, and receive and be new. It's scary, and I still think, who are you? But I have to remind myself, courage is doing it with fear. I can listen to my heart and have people like you that are in my life by choice and love and guide and support and walk this journey with me. I'm not alone. You give me so much love that pushes me to get over myself and go into my heart and say, not today. Today, there's change. You got this. I need to take action and be it. I've always been a divine, conscious, creative spirit that came here to experience love, life, truth, joy, connection, light, fun, laughter, and all emotions. Feel it all. I'm embracing and accepting all aspects of myself, knowing I have an egoic agenda and a creative spirit. It's where I focus that creates my reality. I get to make it all up and choose the life I love to live. I'm honest to say it is new feeling to let go and be I'm honest to say it is new feeling to let go, be who you are in knowing your worth. I live a long time feeling not worthy, and now I am worthy. That's my truth, and it has set me free. Thank you. Not bad for a person that's dyslexic. I got it to say that because that was such a freaking setback for me in my life, you know. And then I think, my God, it is only God. It's not me. Now I know. She. I can't hear you. You muted.
Said I love you, Nikki.
Oh, God,
Thank
these
you.
words. I gotta tell you, like, it's just 3 words, but there's so much meaning to it. And I need it, I need it. It's not being needy. I just need it. This is what I need. But I'm not chasing after it anymore. And it's freeing. It's so freeing. I've never felt this free. Finally, I can just be free. And it's beautiful. And I can just feel so much love for my father. I just feel so much love because I always felt insignificant. I just always felt so not worthy of it. But I know I'm loved. And it's just so freeing. I can open up now everything for myself and just go for it.
So use that same words and energy, but it includes free to be me.
Finally. And it's quite scary in a way because you have identity that you've always been, and then you gotta let go. It's not who you really were. It was just making it up to survive and to go through things that you thought you needed to do to earn it, to be it, to have it, and to get permission for it. And now you just can say, well, now finally I can just. It's just, yeah. It's that shift that my cousin gave to me. I was in the dark and now I'm in the light. It's just, and then I asked, it doesn't matter what my journey's been or where I've come from or what I've gone through. It's knowing that God's given it purpose. It's given meaning. There's meaning to everything. Nothing in my life is in vain. I've not gone through it. I'm not a victim. Never looked at myself as a victim in a sense of poor me. And this is where I can just now, having to, just do. Because yesterday it was tough. It was really rough. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to get to this place again to say, this is what I have to keep going, and not give up. Because it's so easy to give up. So easy to give up. Yeah.
So just like your cousin had you say those words on the beach.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to say that it's free to be me.
Oh my God, I feel that. Allowing to have feelings, but also to hear words that coming from another energetic, and knowing that it's intentional, like it's pure, it's divine. You hear it with such clarity that it actually from the top of my head right now, from like literally my crown chakra, it's just like pouring into every energy, with everything, and allowing me to be renewed, renewed every cell in my body now. Everything, to hear that and to feel it. I feel it, because words are very powerful. And it is important. It is important to hear it. It's important to hear it. And I want others to hear it too, because it's important for people to hear. Because we need to hear it. We need to be it finally. And that I appreciate, because this has been a long, long journey for me to find myself, to find my truth, to be me, but to be me and stay in my heart, because I am petrified of being vulnerable. So scared. So scared. And it's okay. Because I know the love is going to overcome everything for me, like it's always been love. So there's no more need to defend myself. It's a lot. And I didn't mean to bring anything too heavy here, but it's a lot. It's a lot happening right now.
Will you do something for me?
Yeah.
Stand in your power. Stand in your courage. Stand in your vulnerability. Stand in your love. And say to me, I am free to be me.
I am free to be me.
Just like you're on the beach with your cousin, loving your life. Say it again. Can we do them? Yeah.
I am free to be me. Yeah.
And with that release, may all you want just come in behind it. All you love come in behind it. Yes.
I just realized that that's my true choice, That's a true choice.
Yeah. Beautiful. The word I'd give that today was vulnerability. Thank you for your vulnerability, where it can be safe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for serving us. You being the
But you guys
demonstration.
don't know anything. There's no question about that. I mean, I feel it already when I get on the call. It's like, it's just packed with goodness.
That will serve a lot of people. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
It was.
Anyway, quite interesting. It was. We both, Craig and I, were working on Unworthy just before you joined.
Oh, wow.
The
Oh,
one
wow.
it's one I hadn't looked at for. I wouldn't say I looked at it much. It's kind of a secondary one for me. Maybe a third knot, right?
Wow.
So we can't always make sense of it until we look back.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
word do you carry with you today now? Or words?
I stay in my heart. I have to just stay in my heart because that's when I'm my truth. I don't know how to do it any other way now. I don't know how. I don't know how to do it any other way because I know that's where everything is. Because it's not about the circumstances or what other people in the sense of what I have around me. It's I can give it to myself. But it's just fun to have it with others. That's it. It's just fun because I'm whole. I know this. And now that I can come with being around people that I can just allow to know that they're also whole and they're also powerful and they're also, going through life, just trying to figure everything out, and it's okay. And giving that, okay, it's all that's needed. It's nothing to fix here. It's, I had to fix everything. And I look back and I see how I used to try to fix others because I wanted it desperately for myself. I wanted happiness around me so badly, so badly. I wanted love so badly. I wanted to be seen so badly. I just wanted to be, just enjoy. And I took on that fixing mode to fix everybody and tell people what to feel, what they need to know, even what they need to do. And yeah, I wasn't even living it because I thought if everyone else has it, then I can have it. And that was my sabotage because I'm just trying to do everything for everybody else. And I'm not doing it for myself because I'm not allowed.
It's just so unbelievable when you really see it, you know.
Mhm.
When your mind's eye, as you see it, like you can see it now, and it's okay because I had to go through that. Now I can have compassion. I can really know that it's not about me saying anything anymore. I don't even have to talk. I'm talking now because this is what we do in the
Mhm.
sessions. Otherwise, I'm not participating, and I'm not bringing anything to add on here, because we're here to add on in each other's lives. We're not here to take. And so I would just be selfish to sit here and just listen all the time. So yeah, I do talk, but I also do listen. And that's the beauty, where I can be able to be here now in harmony with myself, but in harmony with others.
It is
I do
how
not
we
have to
heal.
correct. No, that's
It
it.
is how we heal. It is how we heal. Huge awareness, huge awareness. I honor that.
And it's not been easy. There's no question. It's just not been easy for me.
Yeah.
And I've hurt myself, and I've been hurt, and I wanted just to end it all and think, what's the point? I'm just worthless. And realize, my God, thank you. So yeah.
Thank you for showing up.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's what really taught me, even regardless, is to show up no matter what. Just show up, keep showing up. And I think I've done, and I've tried that my whole life, just show up. That's the consistency of just showing up. It's 99%. It's done. That 1% will come, because it's just that 1% that I need to improve every day. It's not 100%. It's just that 1%. Even just waking up in the morning, having a routine, having that 1% changes everything. That 1 yes, and God's giving me that yes. He's giving me the yes.
Freedom to be you. Freedom to be me. Free to be me. So
Isn't
much
that-
power in those words.
Yeah. Yeah. This is definitely a true choice. This is definitely a choice that I've chosen my whole life. Like I've chosen for it. And I had to go through many things to overcome it, but I can really say now that, wow.
You mean it didn't just show up the first time you chose it? What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me? Oh my God. So crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're healed, right? When the laughter is there.
Yeah. And I just love the words, words. I mean, I love anyone that has a beautiful vocabulary and can speak eloquently and speak beautifully, and now to be able to express themselves in such a beautiful way of,
you know, in the English language, as we say. Yeah, the English language. But isn't it profound that we start the day with a word, and how beautiful that is, you know? And to know that God spoke, you know, and gave us the word to choose life or death. And I pray that you choose life, the life that we can live now on heaven on earth. Yeah. So my
We can create.
spirituality, yeah, even my spirituality, even if it was a little bit on the, you know, dysfunctional, it doesn't matter. I found God. That's what matters to me. I found God in me. And that was also another choice that I, you know, want and chose for. And I had to take many paths. And now God's showed me I'm on the path. I'm on the right path. There's no question. There's no more doubt. I'm not confused. You know, it's just this is it. And maybe, not even maybe, it's experience now to just to be. Yeah. So
Be me. Just be me. Yeah.
oh my God. It's so, yeah, it's so, yeah.
Well, anything else before we go? I felt Pascal wanted to say something. He's always got great wisdom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Always. And Craig.
Yeah, well, I just found it really powerful that, you know, the awareness that you had this morning, Nikki, around like that you were trying to serve everybody, but because you were empty inside, you were serving everybody to kind of make you feel better. But when you kind of like serve yourself, you would say, then that's when like you free yourself.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
yeah, and your message was so, I don't know, it was just so you know, it wasn't someone else, it was really you. So I hear you, I feel you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was just so freeing, and I think like your message will free people.
Yeah.
It will free people just by hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's time to fuel your gift, your greatness, your purpose, everything you desire, because it's right there.
Yeah.
You just gotta put the fire to it. Like the little spark. That was a little spark for you this morning, I think, and
Yeah.
it will catch on fire and really be contagious. Very contagious. Yeah. You'll burn an entire forest.
I think that is very powerful to realize that as a person that is empathy, empath, a person that really knows and feels, you know, I really feel. And it's so, sometimes it's a little like, whoa, but I realize that it really starts with me. And yeah, so this is where I give enough space and let it just be, you know. because we're all powerful, and I think that's the
Yeah.
message. Yeah, we're all powerful, and we think, who are we? You know, who are we to speak, or who are we to step out, or who are we to just be ourselves? But I think that's the unique thing, that we all have that gift, you know,
Yeah.
and it's a gift to the world. And I just, yeah, I'm forever grateful, because I'm grateful for that feedback, and I thank you, because
Yeah, it's when we stop mirroring people around us
yeah, exactly.
that we can express ourselves fully.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and really, like, kind of the other thing I had is, like, you know, I see my kid growing up, and it's like, it feels like whatever I was missing in my life, I want to give it to him, you know,
Yeah.
and to kind of like fill the space,
Yeah.
right? Fill the empty spots.
Yeah.
Fill the cracks, right? So
Mm.
so to hold that foundation even stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, so powerful. And yeah, like my friend Sandy was there this morning.
Okay,
You
I'm
can
so
watch the recording. And yeah, no worries, all good. Yeah, so it was, yeah, a really fun call. Really enjoyed it. So I'll be off for the next 5, but I'll try to be on the call still.
Right.
But yeah, at home is a little harder, but I'll do my best. Love you
I know
guys.
you will. Thanks, Pascal. Anything, Craig, before we sign out?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Nikki, that was really profound. And
Thank
here's what came to me to actually say to all of us. Love yourself the time to integrate all of that.
Mm.
Love
Yeah.
yourself the time.
Mm. Oh, that's beautiful. So good. Yeah.
So I'm complete.
Wow.
There's not much more I can add to that.
Yeah, and that is so good, because saying that was very needed to be reminded of that, especially today for me, because you know, when you experience something, just like you can do a yoga pose and they say, okay, that's the yoga pose, you've done the yoga pose, but it's the practice of the yoga pose every single day. You know what I mean? And it's the same with this work. We can say that we know this consciousness, and we know that energetic and all that, you know, but it's the constant reminding every single day of who you are, you know, and that is the work. That's the work. Yeah, that's the work, eh? And I'm very happy. When you know what I mean by work, maybe it's the wrong words that I'm using now, but it is the practice. Let's put it like that. It's the practice of practicing it, you know, just to keep yourself going and knowing, because life is not linear. It's not going to go straight. It's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's that now practicing that it's okay. What you experience, it's okay. It's okay. You know, the whatever emotions and anything that is coming, that we can just practice it, you know, and say, okay, what is there to learn from here? What is there to really learn? Because basically I'm here to learn. I'm here not to know it all. I don't know it all. I'm here to learn. I'm a student and a teacher, but most importantly, I'm here to have new every day. And that what you bought a couple of months ago, but new space, new. And I also had to question that, because I could also say, yeah, what do you mean by that? You know, but I waited on that. I waited and I meditated on that. And now I can understand. Because sometimes when people say something, it's not always resonating to somebody else, but it's that so that you sowed the seed. And so when I didn't have to question you that time, when you say, yeah, I knew, what is new? Oh, come on now. But then that's when you really go in and start like working, practicing it, and go, now I understand what new means for me. Maybe new for you is different, but new for me is what I'm experiencing. And so new is what I needed. And only God knows what I need. You know, it's me in relationship with me and God and myself. So it's all what I'm choosing now. So I understand when people can say to me, oh, I don't agree with that. I don't like that. Or they even reject it, or they even walk away. I can let that all be in that moment to say it's nothing personal now. And I think it's very important not to hold that offense, you know, hold on to everything what people are saying, because people are just saying what they know. I mean, they're just trying to figure it out. And I just love to be in that space now of being open, as you said. And there's another word that you said in a couple of months ago, being open, staying open is vitally powerful. And I didn't understand that when you said that, when you stay open, oh, stay open, oh, please. I mean, that was my thought, say, oh, really now, stay open, really? And I went, no, I'm not going to verbalize it, because that's his word for the day. That's his expression. That's what he's experiencing. And it's for me to say, interesting. What do I need to know about that? Because I didn't relate to it when you said that open, stay open. Yeah, right. And now I understand stay open, because now that brings so much more to my life. And to me, that's inspiration. That's inspiring, because that's how I want to feel. And how I want to feel makes me feel that I can do anything now. Even in my limitations of not being, you know, blah, 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 I can label it, but now I can receive it and accept it. So I got to thank you for your words. Yeah, your words are powerful. Your words are very powerful.
But one of the words we got today was easy. I think that was Allie's word.
What was Allison's word?
It wasn't Allison, it was Allie Roberts. The word was easy.
Yeah. So yeah,
Now,
I got it.
Now what's coming up about that is just when I said love yourself at the time, it's more like about the easy way is to just allow whatever emerged today to just continue. Just allow it to continue. You have to focus on it. You have to think about it.
Can't hear you, so I haven't got my earphones on.
Okay, just allow it to continue.
That's it. That's it.
So you don't have to think about it. You don't have to focus on it. You don't have to do anything like that.
Yeah.
Just allow it to continue.
That's
it's doing
it.
its work. The superconscious is taken over.
Yes.
It's like blah blah blah. It'll be perfect for you.
Yes.
Just allow it.
Yes. Yes. That's what I needed to hear. Yes. That's exactly what I needed to hear. And I heard it the other day when you said about the whole thing of having to experience this is going to even just continue. It's not just going to discontinue. It's going to continue, because I always heard over the grapevine and growing up that, oh, wait till just wait. It's not going to last. Just wait. It's going to be taken away from you until you get it. It goes, and that whole, cycle of give and, not having, and now it's just what it is. And I really hear that, because it's very important to know that what we're experiencing is not letting it, it's letting it, just letting it.
Being comfortable with
Being
not
comfortable.
understanding. With not understanding.
not understanding. Yeah.
That's a key thing. It's
Yeah.
not even important that we understand what's going on.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
fact,
that's
it's probably better that we don't.
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, that's so true.
If we did,
Yeah.
we really know what was going on, we'd probably panic.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing with just having to understand that even with things that you said about the 3-day event or whatever, I mean, if I was going to stand in front of 200 people and do our 5 days review, if somebody had to tell me that a week ago before, I would go, no, hell no, you definitely know. And then when we had to go into our 5 group, a group and discuss, no one was writing down anything. Hey, no one was writing down anything. I had to take the paper and pen and start writing down what they were saying, because we had to write down our 5 reviews. And I realized that I was writing down these 5 reviews, what everybody was saying. And then I come into the room and I say, okay, who's going to speak for the group? And they all look at me and go, no, you're going to speak. I go, pardon me? No, you're going to speak for us. We believe in you, they tell me. I go, really now? And I sat there and I watched the mic go around the room and I thought, oh my God, here it comes my turn for my group. And I stood and I said our 5 reviews.
Yeah.
And I mean, let me tell you, that was not me. And it's the same in
But it was the real you, Nikki.
but it was the real me. And that's another thing that I got to witness, in Peru. It's
Yeah, I was there. I remember.
yeah, it's really like, and now I start seeing myself being in front of some, and it's not about being on stage or mic or anything. No, it's just everyday experiencing things that I would think, oh my God, I'm actually doing this. Like I'm literally doing this. So yeah, it's very interesting to create. The goodness of creating, just for the goodness of it, because everyone says, oh, let's create the good stuff, Nikki, let's create the good stuff. No, I just love the fact that we can just, the goodness of creating, just because it's good, just because we're choosing it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So thank you. I thank you for this. Really, it's made a big, big, big difference in my life. And yeah.
We've all observed some huge growth.
Yeah. And as you know, that was my true choice that we shared. And it was like, I said that many times to 2 of my closest people in my life, is my nephew, Andre, and Henry, that I said, I choose to be me. And I said that my whole life. But when I got to really have a true choice and really choose it, wow, how profound that I can be a witness, and you can witness this too, in allowing me to know that I can be me, and I can stay in my heart and be me, choose to be me. And yeah, this is, yeah. So thank you. I'm not going to hold anyone up anymore. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you all. Great call. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, cheers.
Sure.
Thank you, Jesse.
Have a good day,
Thanks,
guys.
buddy.
Bye.